My name is Sir Robert Watson. I am the former chair of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, the Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services, IPBES, and several other national and international scientific assessments. I've also been the Senior Scientific Advisor in the US Office of the President, the World Bank, and United Kingdom Department of Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. My whole career has been at the science policy interface, nationally and internationally, for a wide variety of international environmental and development issues, in particular stratospheric ozone depletion, climate change, loss of biodiversity and agriculture. It is my pleasure to recognise the incredible role that CONABIO has played nationally in Mexico and internationally since it was established 30 years ago. It's rare to say that an organisation is truly unique in the world today, but CONABIO is a world-class scientific organisation which is an interministerial commission part of the Mexican federal government. No other scientific organisation in the world has such a close and productive relationship with both the scientific community and the government. A model, in my opinion, which should be replicated in both developed and developing countries. CONABIO has truly world-class scientists, in particular its director, Professor Jose Saracan. These scientists produce state-of-the-art scientific knowledge through a range of research and monitoring activities, and then use this knowledge to assist the government develop national and international evidence-based policies to conserve and restore some of the world's most important and rare biodiversity, terrestrial, freshwater and marine. CONABIO has the largest database of biodiversity in the world, nearly 30 million species, which is publicly available and accessible to everybody. Their world-class research, monitoring and comprehensive database is then used to either guide or administer biological conservation and sustainability projects in a wide variety of ecosystems in Mexico, placing particular emphasis on high priority and endemic species. A key feature of their work is the continuous monitoring of forest fires, the health status of temperate and tropical ecosystems, the Mesoamerican coral reef barrier, and changes in land use. An important feature of CONABIO's work in the Mesoamerican biological corridor is the involvement of indigenous and local communities, thus ensuring buy-in at the local level for conservation projects. The work of CONABIO has greatly assisted in the design and management of a rich network of protected areas, bringing ecotourists from all over the world. Two of the major contributions to the science policy interface in Mexico by CONABIO are the national and state level assessments of biodiversity, which are available online and updated every year, and the development of national and state-level biodiversity strategies. Each of these have involved a large number of academics and government officials. These assessments have resulted in 4 state-level CONABIOs. It is now well recognised that the loss of biodiversity, like human-induced climate change, is not only an environmental issue, but an economic, development, security, social, ethical and moral issue. Indeed, unless we address the issues of biodiversity loss and climate change, none of the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals will be met. The 2 sectors most responsible for the loss of biodiversity and climate change are energy and agriculture, which is why CONABIO's work on agriculture is so vitally important. Their work on limiting the frontiers of agricultural systems reduces the direct pressures of land use change on biodiversity and their studies of genetic diversity of wild relatives of crop is crucially important, given the agricultural sector needs to adapt to a changing climate and other environmental factors. Another key area where CONABIO has contributed heavily is in demonstrating the importance of natural capital, nature. The forest, grassland, wetlands, rivers and coral reefs provide provisioning, regulating and cultural services of immense importance to human well-being. Yet rarely do governments recognise the economic and social values of these services. Governments and the private sector should complement their use of GDP as a measure of economic growth with the use of natural capital, along with built and human capital as a measure of sustainable economic growth. But it's not only CONABIO's relationship with the government that is important, but with the general public. For more than a decade, CONABIO has made a tremendous effort to ensure that the general public, from school children to adults, understands the rich heritage of Mexican nature. This is complemented by an extensive citizen science program involving over 150,000 contributors, ranging from watching birds to studying other biotics issues. Indeed, this program discovered 20 species previously unknown to science. But the reach of CONABIO goes well beyond Mexico. CONABIO scientists have and continue to play a vital role in both multilateral environmental agreements, such as the Convention on Biological Diversity and the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species in Wild Fauna and Flora, as well as the Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services. Scientists from CONABIO played a key role in the negotiations that established IPBES, have not only contributed to preparing IPBES assessments, but have been heavily involved in the peer review process. The Mexican government should be applauded for its far-sightedness in establishing CONABIO 30 years ago. As we all know, people matter. Hence, it is critically important that CONABIO continues to attract the best and brightest minds and receives the support it needs to serve the government of Mexico, the people of Mexico, especially indigenous people and local communities, who are often the major stewards of the land, saving the nature in Mexico and assisting governments, peoples and nature beyond its borders. CONABIO is a success story. Long may it live. Thank you.